Check, check, check. Check 1, 2, 2, 2. Check, check 1, 2, 2, 2. Hey, hey, check microphone, check.
Testing, testing. Check 1, 2.
Back up! There's bleachers! You can sit in them, but do not stand close to this side! That shrapnel will be back and hit you! have to stand in the bleachers. You could be hit by shrapnel. Back up. No, you're good.
Yeah, he broke an axle.
basically that people in the grandstands can hear us all right. Drivers can't hear us at all on grid. Apparently,
Drivers on grid's normal. They should really hear it. Usually you have a spotter or radio.
Who's making predictions? Who's making out? That's deadly.
Yeah, I know you mean those.
You guys geared up to talk?
Well, David didn't qualify, so he should be fine. But, and Aaron's last name is the other possibly sketchy one. Aaron didn't qualify either.
feel like a dick, but like.
Oh, I thought that's what I heard.
Yeah, I just landed the wall.
Oh, we're big.
Pretty hard.
Oh, you okay?
Oh, yeah, you guys do.
Okay, that's good.
That was a hard
Oh, it's puking. That hurt.
So, a bourbon pad from Tingman.
Oh, shit.
Not flexible. Like the moment you fucked up.
Yeah. I think I might switch sides while we have a moment. That corner is actually really nice. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you get the, like, entry into the,
Nice to
Hey,
get
boys,
you.
good. I'm told they gotta fill outer
Sorry,
one
go ahead.
a little bit later and
I got this stepping point pretty good, but it's hard to get that corner.
yeah, it's like and I could shoot this one and as they come around I can
That's what I was doing.
yeah. I might just go like right here by this pump. Yeah. And I'm not too far away from this spot. Yeah.
That fucking hurt, man.
Oh, really?
Hard hit? I don't know. No idea.
So you know Brandon I know that car.
Around the corner.
Are they 20th?
And he came around the corner just fucking sideways. I'm like, bro. I wasn't working. I had a 40-pound blower on. I would have ran out and away from still.
I was gonna say, 'cause there's not many guys out here that actually cruise out of the season, so that's why I questioned you on it. Sure enough.
Pretty good tap. Pretty good tap.
That was a good down.
Easy, man.
Biggest eyes you've ever
Yeah,
seen.
right?
Oh, man, did I overthink my wardrobe or what?
I don't think so.
It's gonna get chilly later.
Yeah, it'll get cold.
You going home tonight?
In our whole conversation, you guys eavesdropping?
We kid said something like 15 minutes ago.
Alrighty, welcome to the second day of the British Columbia Drift Association 235 Shootout. We have a top 16 bracket here today. Beautiful day, turned out. Looked like we were gonna get rain all weekend, but we haven't seen a drop yet.
Well, don't say that. You're going to jinx it.
I didn't bring enough tires for a dry weekend, so I'm kind of hoping.
Well, let's hope it at least holds out till the competition's done.
Fair point.
So for those of you that may not know us already, I'm Mitch McGarvey, and this is,
Andrew Schmidt.
and we will be your announcers for this competition.
Thank you to the people cheering. Me and Mitch both drive, but we're taking some time off to do some announcing today. We have the best seats in the house, so I can't really complain. If some of you are on the far grandstands, they're good seats, but you're also allowed to come and walk all the way down the back straight here so you can get closer to the action.
There is another set of grandstands right here by the second inner clip, so it's a great viewing point if you want to move from the big grandstands all the way out here.
Alrighty, so our first competitor up, Matt Ruski. He was our #1 qualifier last night. A very experienced driver. This is his first season in his 350Z. Previously driving an S13 as his pro car.
Yeah, Matt's had some great success this year. He's won he won one round of the Northwest Drift Series down at Evergreen Speedway, and he finished 4th here at the third at the FD Pro Spec Shootout that Spec D put on here at Mission Raceway. Matt's going to show everybody how this course is supposed to be run with this by run.
It's actually nice getting Matt as the first run. It's a good example of how the track should be run. So let's see if he can put down a run like he did in qualifying last night. He placed first with a 97-point run. And yeah, he's just been looking sharp all weekend.
If you didn't see his qualifying run last night, you should go check out the live stream from qualifying last night because it was really one to watch.
Alrighty, here comes Matt into the initiation. Lots of angle. Oh, as he transitions through a slow transition, but he didn't lose drift. Here he comes transitioning into the inside clip 2. Will he fill the last outer zone? And he does beautifully like he did last night. Little shaky to start, but not a bad run overall for Matt. He'll be moving on to the top 8.
So our first tandem battle of the day today is between Chris Tingman, aka Ting Ting, and Cameron Dirks. Chris is out here in a mostly stock BMW E36, and Cameron's got a crazy LS build under the hood of that S13. I love these grassroots comps because it gives you a good chance to see a wide variety of cars.
If you're wondering how Cameron's V8 is so loud, he's rocking a carburetor rather than a fuel-injected system. That's why it screams and sounds a little different.
And I definitely don't think there's a muffler on that car anywhere. That is by far the loudest car we have out here today. And being louder than a rotary is no easy feat.
Alrighty, here we go. Tingman in the lead, Dirks and Chase into the first initiation. Not bad by both drivers. Cameron really sticking it on to Chris. Can Chris keep it together? Little straighten from Chris, but Cameron stays in it into the last outer zone. Can both cars fill the zone? Yes, they do. Bit of a choppy run, but both drivers managed to put it together. Chris, you drove the wrong way. There you go, buddy. All right, Mitch, what do you think about that run?
I think that Chris made some probably necessary adjustments in his lead to keep that car in drift, but I think it's going to be a little detrimental to his scores with the judges. So I think that Cameron has an advantage going into this.
All righty, well, let's see if Cameron can capitalize on his advantage and put down a heater of a lead. Here we go. Shooting out, here comes the cars. Cameron with an initiation. Chris being able to stay on him through the first inside clip. Cameron carries it into the second outside zone. Can they finish it up clean? Whoa, Chris really putting it on Cameron. Here we go. There we go, boys. Choppy finish, but definitely a tandem battle.
Chris managed to put on some good pressure with that proximity at the end of that run, but unfortunately with that spin in the last zone, I think that sealed the fate for him. And Cameron Dirks takes the win on that battle.
That's Cam moving into the top 8. Let's hear it for Cam. Great run by him. Great 2 runs, really. Alrighty, your next buy run is by Gaston, representing Hardam Stunts, SCG Performance, Action Tire. Gaston looking for his pro license as well eventually. He's been competing in a lot of the competitions here in Canada, the Spec D series, and also been going down south to compete in the Drift series at Monroe, Washington.
Gaston's actually sitting in second or third in points at Evergreen Speedway right now in the Northwest Drift Series. So let's see how he does. Actually, tomorrow is the final round of the Northwest Drift Series down at Evergreen. Gaston getting this buy run after his opponent for this battle was unfortunately crashed his car right at the end of practice.
Here he comes deep into the first outside zone. Wide on the inside clip, but can he fill the last zone? Dragon bumper. Let's hear it for Gaston, locking in the angle, putting on a show for the people.
Great run for Gaston, showing us how it's done. Up next, we got 2 heavy hitters in the top 16 going up against each other. We got Clinton Renault in his Turbo LS S13 240SX pickup truck up against Sean Hardam in his FDRX7 with a big power rotary under the hood. Let's see how it goes.
Now, Clinton's actually used to driving on more of a smaller tire with his LS car and his G35, whereas Sean's used to more of a grippy tire, so he's making an adjustment to compete here at the competition. As a 235 tire with 300 treadwear is the grippiest tire you can run, so a lot of these guys with high horsepower aren't used to running a smaller tire like this. It's an adjustment, but if they call themselves the pros, they should be able to make it.
Sean making the drive all the way down here from Edmonton to compete here today.
He's got a really cool looking car too. It's impressive to see his back end back on the car, considering half of it got torn out in practice. So good to see him back out here with the full car. Let's see how they go. Clinton in the lead, Sean and Chase. Big initiation by Clinton. Sean right on him. Whoa! Clinton coming into outside zone 1. It looks like Sean almost looped it there, but he stays in it. Clinton into the last outside zone. Oh, tops it and goes front end in. That's a 0-0, ladies and gentlemen. Alrighty, can we get someone? Nope, looks like Clinton's driving off because he's a man. Let's hear it for Clinton. Doesn't even go back to pits. That's a real drifter, ladies and gentlemen. Alrighty, so it looks like Sean zeroed out right after the initiation, but Clinton in the lead managed to hit the wall, so that's a 0-0. So that run's basically a scrub. So let's see what happens on this next one. Looks like they're doing a little fender and bumper repair for Clinton. Nothing a little boot can't do.
I think they're just making sure nothing's going to fall off.
I don't know if any of you have been watching FD this year, but we got to be careful of those hood pins. People start complaining if they pop in the chase.
Well, if you were paying attention on the live stream last night, that 1JZ E30 actually had his hood come off in qualifying, and he still completed his run with it hanging off the side of his car.
Anything can happen, ladies and gentlemen. It's drifting. We're way cooler than the rest of the motorsports. All right, here we go. Sean in the lead, Clinton and Chase. Clinton initiating before Sean. Will it give him advantage? A beautiful transition by Clinton, gluing it to Sean's door, coming into the second inside clip, into the last outside zone. Can Sean stay in it? He does. Clinton and Chase almost gloops it, but they do it. Sean shuts it down just before the finish line. I don't know what happened there. Overall, a really fun battle to watch, though. Clinton really throwing on the pressure.
I think Sean might be struggling with just how tight this last corner on this course is. Felt like he, it sounded like he fell out of boost there, and that might be the end of his day. We'll see what the judges have to say. And Clinton Renault moves on.
Let's hear it for Clinton. Great battle. Coming back from a front end damage. Doesn't even look at the car twice and just puts it right back on track. His confidence shows, ladies and gentlemen.
Not just back on track, but right onto Sean's door.
Sounds like Sean blew an axle in the last outside zone, which explains him shutting it down right at the end. Unfortunate for Sean, but he's still got 2 more days of open drift, so you'll be able to see him out there hot lapping in no time.
Up next, we've got Ryan Handley in his Mustang. This is our number 2 qualifier from last night. Let's see how his bye run looks.
All righty, here goes Ryan on his bye run. He might be from down under, but he's looking up top today. Sitting high up in the bracket, earning himself a bye run. Let's see how he can do. Great through the first inside clip. Holds it. Beautiful transition. Can he put it in the last outside zone? Yes, he can, ladies and gentlemen. Whoa! Long handbrake, but manages to stay out of the wall and complete the run. Let's hear it for Ryan on a great buy run, bringing him into the top 8.
Up next, we've got a battle between a couple of young guns. We got Nick Down up against Xander Vansamang. Nick Down premiering his new livery, very D1GP inspired. That car is looking fantastic. And this will be Xander's first competition with V8 power under the hood of that BMW. He put that car on the podium with the stock BMW engine last year. Let's see what he can do with some more power.
Nick Down in his SR20 S13, sitting at right around 300 horsepower. His main sponsors being Big O Tires and Yokohama. He's got just a beautiful car. Xander with an E36 and an LS in it. He's probably pushing right around 300 to 400 horsepower. He had a bit of issues last night getting out, but he managed to, on his first lap of the day, put down a qualifying score. So let's see how they do. Xander in the chase, Nick up front. Initiation by Nick. Little of less angle, but he's fast through the course. Fast through outside zone 1. Xander trying to keep up. Whoa, Nick fully overshoots the second inside clip, but deep into the outside zone, finishes off the course really strong. Xander with a wall tap. Beautiful run by both these drivers. Is there any chance someone wants to help us with a broom in this back corner of the track so it can keep the competition flowing smoothly? Alrighty, we're just doing a little track cleanup here as Xander finished the run off with a nice little wall tap. Definitely blew out his taillight, but it sure looked sweet. E36 taillights are a dime a dozen, so I hope he goes through another one. Alrighty, it looks like the track's heating up here. You can definitely see the cars are a lot faster than last night. They got a little more grip in the tires, a lot more confidence. If I can just remind the photographers sitting around the second inside clip to stay off the wall, that would be fantastic. Some of these cars do have wings, and it really sucked to catch one in the cheekbone. Alrighty, as our track cleanup crew is coming off track here, we have both cars lined up and ready to go for their second run. Xander being a young driver, but it doesn't show at all. He looks just as experienced as the rest of the guys on track. He's been driving for a couple years. His first competition, grassroots, he actually managed to place second a couple years back. So it shows Xander's a great driver. Nick's very quick in his S13. A little bit of a different driving style between the two of these. So let's see how it plays out. Xander coming into the initiation. Nick right on him. Here we go. Great transition by both drivers coming into the first outside zone. Nick gluing it to Xander's rear bumper. Here we go into the final zone. Nick with a handbrake, lining himself up perfectly to chase Xander through the last zone. Great battle by both these drivers. Let's hear it for them. Give it up.
Absolutely fantastic chase from Nick there.
All right. It'll be interesting to see what the judges decide. Nick very quick in the lead, losing Xander in the first part of it, but also sacrificing his line really, going a little wide on the first inside clip, a touch shallow on the second, and going wide on the second inside clip. Xander having a really good lead run, but Nick was able to glue it to his door.
And Nick Down gets the win. Nick Down moves on. Unfortunately, Xander's wall tap was just a little too much of a mistake.
Great battle by both drivers. Nick moving on to the grade 8. Xander moving on to open drift. He's just ready to party lap all day now. No more stress for him. Let's hear it for Xander, though. Putting in a lot of work over the last night to get this car going and out for comp. Are we able to get another radio on the trailer here? We are out of battery. All righty, Nick Down with the win. Next up, our next competitor. Some people scream, "Who let the dogs out?" But we say, "Who let the cattle out?" Angus coming onto track with his beautiful Corvette. This thing has been owned by a grandpa for the first 15 years of its life and then ended up in Angus's hand, and it looks a lot cooler now. Angus is a hard driver, and he does not play around when he's on track.
It does a lot cooler things now, too. Angus Uhas qualifying third last night and earning himself a bye run. So let's see how his bye run looks.
Angus representing RCS Auto House. He's always, this car, believe it or not, a couple months ago drove all the way up through the Rockies to Alberta and all the way back, and here he is out on track, ready to rip. Also another young driver, but phenomenal behind the wheel. Makes it look easy. All righty. Here comes Angus, ready to roll, hot out of the gate. Coming into the initiation, great initiation by Angus. Smooth through the first inside clip, just shallow on the outside zone, keeping it safe for his bye run. No need to risk the car here. Just practicing, stretching his legs for the morning. Here we go. Consistent, smooth run by Angus, putting himself into the top 8.
Up next is our final battle of the top 16. Jake Snedden in that Volvo up against Sonny Chin in the E46 BMW.
This will be a really interesting battle to see. Sonny, a great driver. VDC driver, if you don't know that, Virtual Drift Champs, drives on a sim wheel a lot at home. Makes it look easy here with almost a completely stock car. Jake, on the other hand, I don't know if he's ever opened a computer in his life, but he's been drifting a Volvo for probably 12 years. This guy is unbelievable behind the wheel.
That Volvo is actually BMW powered. That V8 under the hood, the BMW M60 B44. So he's a high compression stroker BMW V8.
Alrighty, both drivers lining up here. Jake starting off with the lead, Sonny and Chase. It'll be interesting. Sonny was having a tough time on fresh tires last night, but he threw on some scrubs and he's been looking great today. Here goes Jake into the initiation. Sonny managing to stay with him. Knocking over the first out inside cone, Jake. Sonny keeping up, but it's hard. Jake's car's fast. Here they go into the last outside zone. Jake with lots of angle loops it.
Jake spinning out in the second outer zone.
Very uncharacteristic by Jake. I think I saw him picking his nose when he was going into the corner. I think he got distracted. Jake never spins. Alrighty. Now Jake lining up into the chase. This will be a fantastic chase by Jake. He knows he's got to put everything on the line right now to try and get the win. He's got to try and pressure Sonny enough to spin.
He's got to force Sonny to make a mistake. Let's see if Sonny can just hold it together.
Alrighty, here they come, shooting out the start line into the initiation. Jake right on Sonny. Does he keep it? A beautiful transition by Jake. Sonny into the first outside zone. Jake putting on a clinic in the chase here. How does Sonny do in the last zone? Can he keep it clean for the win? Yes, he can, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful run by Sonny. Jake doing everything he could to pressure a spin, but Sonny's just too good.
Sonny felt that pressure and thrived under it. Great driving from both of these guys on that run. And Sonny Chin in the BMW gets the win and moves on to the top 8.
Let's hear it for Sonny. All that sim practice this week is paying off. It really shows if you want to try drifting out, but you're scared to get behind a car. Go on Facebook Marketplace and find a $400 sim. You can have thousands of hours elapsed before you break that thing.
Yeah, and when you crash the car on the computer, it doesn't hurt near as much as when you do it in real life.
I've tried as much as I could to get my crashes out on the sim, and I still seem to have no rear end on my car, but it's fun.
That's just part of drifting.
That's why we love it. All right, coming up, our first battle of the top 8. Matt Ruski versus Cameron Dirks. Both have LSs. A little bit of a different style of build. Both very aggressive cars, very aggressive driving style by both of these drivers.
This might be our loudest battle of the day.
We'll see. Matt's got the secret sauce under the hood if he needs it. So I don't know if he's going to bust it out today, but there might be a rule on tire size, but no one said anything about nitrous.
Yeah, Matt's got the giggle gas going today for sure.
You'll see, even though the drivers are doing burnouts before they go up to the line, that's to heat up their tires, heat cycle them so they have more grip when they initiate. You'll see some of them will understeer, and it's not because they're bad, they're just trying to get a little heat in their front tires. This will be a great battle to watch, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready to open your eyes and plug your ears. This is going to be a good one.
We're going to have a 16-cylinder symphony.
We might be in Canada, but it's going to sound like America for the next minute and a half. Here we go, into the initiation. Matt with a massive initiation. Cameron able to follow it up, though. Transitioning into the first outside zone. Cameron a little behind. Matt leaving him. Into the last outside zone. Can they keep it together? Cameron and Chase, Matt on the wall. Let's hear it for both these drivers.
Fantastic lead run from Matt there.
Cameron seemed to angle up a bit on the first transition coming into the outside zone, but managed to recover really well. Let's see what he can do in the lead, try and smoothen it up a bit. Matt's a great chase driver, so we'll probably see him try and glue it to his door. Alrighty, both drivers lining up. Here we go as the lights extinguish. The chase driver's allowed to leave the line a little early. Here we go, into the first initiation. Cameron looking great. Fantastic through the first 2 zones, into the second inside clip. Oh, Cameron loops it. Great save by Matt, his experience showing. Even being as aggressive as he is, he manages to keep it off the door. Those Kansai wheels wrapped in some grippy tires manages to keep him safe.
Yeah, those Zestino tires providing the grip Matt needed to save that.
I'd also like to give a shout out to, we have a couple booths in the pits. We have a little car show, a charity car show running on the other end. If you're walking around and want to check it out, there's a lot of cool cars there. We have Dave's Powder Coating. He's there. He's got a lot of cool old Japanese car models. I saw an old Porsche too and an S13 there. We got Night Chasers selling slaps and some hoodies and t-shirts. You can check them out.
And Matt Ruski moves on to the final 4.
Great battle by Matt. Not surprised seeing him climb the ladder today, being our #1 qualifier last night and one of our most experienced drivers out here. Here comes our next battle, though. Another 2 bulls of the sport, you could say. Champions in themselves. Gaston and his S13 Coupe.
Both of these guys have been drifting about as long as I've had a driver's license, so that's saying something.
Gaston can't even stop warming up the tires. He's so used to putting on a show. Clinton, no front bumper coming into this next battle, but his car looks great. This will be a really exciting battle. Another 16 cylinders.
With a little turbo thrown in there. Watch for some flames coming out of Clinton's hood on this run.
All righty, here we go. Both drivers on the line. Lights extinguishing. Gaston in the lead. Clinton in chase. Gaston coming fast with a little bit of a swing into the entry. Way too much angle by Gaston. Manages to save it. Clinton in the chase. Didn't even affect him. Unshaken. Clinton glued to Gaston. Coming into the last outside zone. Gaston filling it with his whole car. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. That is a battle. Let's hear it for both these drivers putting on a show.
I think Clinton might have put a couple tire marks on Gaston's car there.
Gaston looked a little excited in the lead, gave it a little too hard of a flick into the entry, but managed to recover. We'll see how hard the judges ding him for that, considering his wheels straightened up again, even though he didn't leave drift. Very impressive by Clinton to be unfazed by that and stay right on him. It shows confidence. When you have a lead driver who's good, the chase driver can be confident and really put it on his door. Alrighty, coming into our next run. Clinton in the lead, Gaston in chase. He's gonna want to push him. Here goes Clinton, great through the initiation. Fantastic into outside zone 1. Gaston managing to stay with him, not nearly as close as Clinton was in the chase. Clinton into the last zone, knocking off the cone, holding it out, stay in it, Clinton. Here we go. There's a reason he made it into a truck. That rear end's seen some damage.
Clinton going so hard into that final zone, he knocked the cone marker off the wall.
Let's hear it for Clinton. That car may be purple and look pretty, but he drives it like it's an animal.
And Clinton Renault gets the win and moves on to the final 4. Great driving from Gaston, but he just made a couple mistakes that were just too big to ignore.
It looks like that bobble on inside clip 1 transition is what really cost him the win there. Clinton doing a fantastic job in the chase and in the lead, though. He's a hard man to beat. Clinton winning our last grassroots comp of the season last year in Agassiz.
Up next, we got the battle between probably the heaviest car in the field today against probably the lightest car in the field today. We'll see how the weight of their cars affects the driving.
When you think of drifting, you probably think of Nick's car. Beautiful S13 with a gorgeous Type X style wing on the back. GT wing, my mistake. Ryan coming from down under in a Mustang. Always performing great. Also actually placing second at the last grassroots comp series we had. Hey, Brad. Just setting up a cone here in the last outside zone that Clinton managed to knock off. And then we'll send both these drivers. Let's hear it for Brad, also known as Stop Media on Instagram, running out all the way out there for us to fix that cone. Brad's always covering every single drift event we have here at Mission, getting all the shots. Alrighty, as Brad's getting off the track here, we're going to shoot our drivers out for their second run of the battle. First run of the battle. My bad.
All right, with Ryan qualifying second, let's see what he can do in the lead here.
Great initiation by Ryan. Nick pacing himself for the transition, lining it up perfectly for the second inside clip. Here's Nick right on Ryan's door. Fantastic transition, threw him offline. Can Nick stay in at all? And Nick has to shut it down. Great transition by Nick, just a touch too early. Managed to get himself offline there.
Little too greedy from Nick on that chase.
I can't believe they didn't manage to make contact there. I swear I saw Nick's bumper have a little shake on it.
Yeah, I think there was a little bumper sweep action going on that one transition.
All right, well, we'll see what Nick can do. He's in a light car, and it is fast as could be against this heavy Mustang. So let's see if he can outrun Ryan. Tough position for Nick to be. Ryan just has to put in a run, stay somewhat in proximity, and Nick to probably take the win here. We'll see what they can do. Here they come out the line. Nick's looking fast. Into the initiation. Here we go. Nick leaving Ryan behind coming into outside zone 1, missing the inner clip. But here we go. Oh, wide on the inside clip too. Ryan holds it. Nick sadly can't keep it together for the lead run. Just trying to push too hard to get that 100 points. Finishes off though the run. Ryan and Nick, let's hear it for both these drivers. Nick looking a little frustrated with himself. Nick's a fantastic driver, and I've only seen himself take himself out of competition before. He never leaves it up to the judges.
And Ryan Handley in the Mustang gets the win and moves on to the Final Four. Now we've got our last battle of the top 8 between Angus Juhas and Sonny Chin. Two very different cars and two very different drivers. Let's see how this one pans out.
Angus warming up the tires in that V8 Corvette. This thing is an absolute ripper. Angus behind the wheel himself also being an absolute weapon. Sonny, a little less of a tire warm-up, but he seems to have a little more of a technique behind him as well in his driving. So we'll see what Sonny can do.
Sonny's been struggling most of the weekend with actually having too much grip, so I think he's leaving his tires cold as a strategic move here.
All righty, here we go. Last battle of the top 8. Angus versus Sonny. Coming out of the start line here, our beautiful balloon arch. Here comes Angus, looking fast. Big initiation by Angus. Sonny managing to stay right with him there. Angus smooth through the course going into outside zone 1. Sonny managing to stay with him just with that 6-cylinder, making it look easy. Angus deep into the last outside zone. Sonny's staying right there with him. Let's hear it for both these drivers. Hard to say if there's an advantage either way. Great run in the lead, but also a great run in the chase. Angus being able to take off from Sonny a little bit between outside zone 1 and inner clip 2, but Sonny managing to glue it right back on his door coming into the last outer zone and staying with him through the whole thing. Here we go. Drivers lining back up to the start line. What are you thinking, Mitch?
It'll be interesting to see how Angus handles chasing a slower car, lower power. We'll see if he can handle the pressure.
If I'm correct, too, Angus still doesn't have a hydro brake in his car, so it'll be a lot of handbrake work for him. Very impressive. I appreciate sticking with the handbrake. It's a lot cooler. Here we go. Coming into the next run, Sonny in the lead, Angus in chase. Big initiation by both drivers. Great transition. Angus managing to stay right with Sonny, coming into the second inside clip. Here they come into the last zone. Sonny deep into the wall. Angus staying right with him. Here we go. This is a battle, ladies and gentlemen.
Sonny with the best run of that outside zone wall we've seen today. That was insane.
Angus managing to stay right there with him for it. Great run by both these drivers. Doesn't get much better than that.
I thought Sonny was totaling his car when he was going into that wall, but he stayed a centimeter off of that thing all the way around. That was insane.
I don't know how his both taillights are on the car right now. Sonny, an absolute unit in this basically bone stock BMW 330 with a welded diff. It shows, ladies and gentlemen, you don't need a built car to go drifting. You just need a set of balls. There's also a lot of really good girl drivers out there, so forgive me.
Like our local Zendara Kennedy, who's been representing in ProSpec FD this year, and she's down at Laguna Seca this weekend, drifting at Grid Life. All right, guys, who wants to see Sonny get the win on that run? Who wants to see Angus get the win on that run? Who wants to see them go one more time? Woo! Well, you got your wishes. They're going one more time.
A well-deserved one more time. We don't like to give out one more times for drivers making mistakes. We only do it when they're too close to battle. What a great run by both drivers. I'm happy to see them run again, putting on a great show for everyone out here today. Some would even say a clinic. Alrighty, so we're just going to take a minute or two here. Since this is our last battle of the top 8, we can't start the next battle as it brings us into a new bracket. So we're just going to give these guys a second to shake off, let their tires cool down, and they're going to be right back on track in a minute here.
So, Andrew, after watching those two runs, what do you think that these drivers could improve on for this one more time battle?
I think really what it comes down to is it seems like not even just these two drivers, but everyone's been struggling bringing it out deep into the outside zone 1 here. It seems like people are choking up a bit on the transition to in your clip 1. Part of it is we're making a drift track out of a road course here, so you can only have it so smooth and do so much. These drivers adapting to a different track. But I think really what it comes down to is confidence and staying on throttle through inside clip 1 so they can make it all the way out here to outside zone 1.
Yeah, I think it might just come down to proximity. I think whoever can glue it to the door of the other guy is going to get the win on this one.
I definitely agree with you there. Both of them seem to be able to manage a respectable lead run, consistent, very chaseable. It makes it very easy for a chase driver to follow close and be on the lead car's door if they're running a smooth line. Tougher for Sonny, with Angus being able to run more angle and sit in it. Sonny has to adjust to that, but he seems to be managing just fine with that BMW. Here they go into their second run. First run of the one more time. Big into the initiation, Angus. Sonny staying right there with him. Beautiful through the inner clip. Great through outside zone. Swinging smoothly into the last part of the track. Deep into the wall goes Angus. Sonny staying right there with him on the door. Fantastic run by both these drivers. Let's hear it for them. Sonny being absolutely glued to Angus in that V8. Very impressive by Sonny.
Yeah, I don't think I could have put Sonny's car as close to Angus's car as Sonny just did, so real impressive.
Lining up into the second run, who would you say has a bit more of an advantage here, Mitch?
I don't see a clear advantage, but boy, am I excited to see this run.
All righty, well, let's get into run number 2 of Sonny and Angus. As the lights extinguish, the chase driver is able to jump the line before the lead driver, just so that the lead driver can't get away. Part of the reason we have a chicane for the lead as well. Here we come into the initiation. Angus glued to Sonny. Perfect transition by both drivers. Sonny deep into the outside zone 1. Angus isn't giving him an inch in that Corvette though. Into the last outside zone. Sonny too deep. Stays in it. Manages to make Angus spin. Let's hear it for Sonny. What a lead run. Do the judges say Sonny stayed in drift? Is it smooth enough? Or is that going to be the reason Angus spun? And are they going to demerit Sonny in the lead? Not my call. We got a peanut gallery here by the trailer. Our own set of judges. What a battle by both these drivers. Sonny absolutely dialed, flying in with heat to that last outside zone, managing to catch his bumper. But it looked like to me, I didn't see him stop drift, but it did lead Angus into a spin. Would that be the fault of the lead driver, or are they going to put that on Angus? Only time will tell. These judges are talking amongst each other up here. It looks heated. All righty. Well, it looks like amongst lots of deliberation between the judges, Angus coming in with the win. Looks like Sonny, a little too big of a hit on that back wall, leading Angus into a chase. Great battle by Sonny, really putting everything out there to get the win. Can we hear it one more time for Sonny? Alrighty, our next battle is between two champions. We have Matt Ruski in a beautifully built, brand new Nissan 350Z LS under the hood. Matt built this car basically by hand, all by himself, fabrication, engine, he's done it all. He's a great builder working at Evolution Auto Performance. He's got a shop that helps him, and yeah, Matt's got a great car. Clinton, on the other hand, this car's probably been around longer than most of your children. This 240SX truck has been a truck for a hot minute.
Yeah, we were just talking in the pits before the drivers' meeting this morning. I think there's pictures of Clinton's car at Agassiz at least 10 years ago. So that chassis has been drifted for a long time.
And his experience shows, moving himself into the top 4 bracket here. Matt versus Clinton. This will be a great battle. Here they come, shooting out of the start line. Matt on a heater. Big initiation by Matt. Clinton sticking right there with him. Through the transition beautifully. Matt into the outside zone. Lots of angle. Clinton staying right there with him. Here they go into the final zone. Clinton glued to Matt's door. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. That's a battle. Clinton tapping Matt's door, leaving a little bit of tire on the side of that 350Z. Let's hear it for both these drivers, ladies and gentlemen.
There's definitely a new tire mark on the side of Matt's car after that run.
Matt's going to know he got that tire mark, and he's going to know Clinton was on him the whole time. If you've ever driven with Clinton behind you, all you hear is a turbo. It sounds like you got a jet right behind you. Clinton bringing it into the lead here. Has to be confident. He's been a little shaky getting into the last outside zone. Can he just stay on throttle?
I have a feeling Clinton's going to see blue in his peripheral vision this entire run.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Matt Ruski in the chase. Clinton Renault in the lead. This will be a battle. Let's send these drivers. The lights extinguish. And here we go. Matt giving himself a little bit of a jump into the run. Clinton, great initiation. Matt setting up for that transition right on Clinton's bumper. Clinton, deep as can be into outside zone 1. Beautiful through the inside clip. Here they go. Clinton losing his bumper on the wall. Matt right there with him. Ladies and gentlemen. Woo!
Both of these guys leaving it all out on the track. This is going to be a tough one for the judges.
What a battle. Clinton going so deep into outside zone 1, almost deeper than we've seen all day. But Matt, in his lead, carried more angle through the zone. We'll see what the judges are looking for. You know it's a good run when you got people fixing the cones in the outside zone. That is a solid cement wall, and people are putting their rear ends right on it. Very impressive to see. This is a close one, ladies and gentlemen. The judges talking amongst themselves are having a hard time figuring out who was cleaner. Both of these guys putting on fantastic leads and even better chases.
While the judges are deliberating, I'll tell you a little bit about each one of them. We've got Ian Fournier here, former Formula Drift Pro driver, and he beat James Dean once, so that's a real bragging point. And Chelsea Denofa. So he's beaten 4 Formula Drift championship winners in FD. We've got Sean Brown from Drift Union. He ran all the events up at Penticton until the ownership of the track changed hands. And we've got Jamie Tedesco here from the Living Legends Drift team on Vancouver Island, a big part of Capital Drift and helping Western Speedway stay alive as long as it did.
Let's hear it for our judges, ladies and gentlemen. All of them taking some time off of driving to be out here judging, even though I know they're all itching to be behind the wheel right now.
And Matt Ruski gets the win and moves on to the finals. We're going to see Clinton once more. He's going to get to battle for 3rd place. But Matt moves on to the finals. Let's see who he's going to go up against. Is he going to get Ryan? Is he going to get Angus? Only time will tell.
Interesting to see the judges really giving Matt a lot of extra points for the angle he managed to carry through the course. As much as Clinton was able to lose Matt on some parts and transitions, and Clinton may have been closer in the chase, Matt, with a cleaner lead run and a more chaseable lead run, is part of the reason why Clinton had a better chase. So here we come into the last battle. Ryan of the top four. Ryan versus Angus. Both V8s. One Chevy, one Ford. For all you truck guys out there, we're doing the battle with cars right now. Chevy versus Ford. Here we go. Either way, the red, white, and blue take the victory today. Let's hear it for both these drivers. Both newer to our BCDA scene, but both fantastic people behind the wheel, making it look like clockwork. What do you think, Mitch? You like the sound of the LS or the 5-liter?
Oh, that's a tough call. I just like V8 noises in general. I wish more cars made V8 noises.
No, V8s are lame. We like turbo 6 cylinders and turbo 4 bangers.
What about turbo V8s?
All right, those are pretty cool too.
I mean, Clinton's shown us how cool turbo V8s are. Am I right, guys?
I don't know if it's the V8 turbo that's cool. I like his paint job better. Here we go. Coming into our last battle of the top four. Ryan versus Angus. Ryan with an initiation. Angus staying there with him. Bit of a different chase approach to stay with him, but perfect into the inside clip too. Angus aggressive in the chase. Ryan deep into the last outside zone. Angus shallowing up a bit, but managing to stay right there with him. Great run by both these drivers. Angus getting a little too ahead of himself coming into that last outside zone.
But he did make a great recovery.
Great first run by both these drivers. Moving into our second run.
I'm personally thinking slight advantage to Ryan here. So let's see if Angus can run just as nice a lead as Ryan just did.
Angus seems to be having a really strong lead run all day and last night, which is why he got the third place qualifier. Let's see if his lead run will be what can give him the win above Ryan here, and if Ryan can manage to stick with Angus through the track. Angus looking gripped up as could be. Ryan in a heavier car behind him. Let's see how it goes. Angus in the lead. Big initiation by Angus. Ryan tight on the chase. Coming into outside zone 1. Angus fills it beautifully. Ryan chasing him. Farther behind Angus. Angus touching that inside clip, but deep into outside zone 2. Ryan, a little better of a line on the chase into the last outside zone, but a fantastic line by Angus in the lead, making it a very chaseable run. Great run by both these drivers. Let's hear it for them.
I think that gap we saw grow between the two of them might have had something to do with Angus punting that inner clip. He cut that line a little bit. I think that made that gap grow. We'll see how the judges view that.
He didn't manage to drop a tire over the inside clip. He just caught it with his front bumper. But it's still something where judges looking to try and get a chaseable lead run. If the lead driver is just trying to run away from the chase, it doesn't make for a good battle, which can demerit the lead driver. But Angus managing to fill the zones in all the other places, not cutting the course anywhere else.
All right, guys, who thinks Ryan got the win on that battle? Who thinks Angus got the win on that battle? Who wants to see them go one more time? Well, too bad, because Ryan got the win.
We will see Angus again up against Clinton. 2 LSs going in the third place battle. We're going to give them a minute as Angus needs a second to cool off.
So right now we'll see Clinton go up against Angus for third place before we see Matt and Ryan battle it out for first. And with Angus qualifying higher than Clinton, Angus will lead first on this third place battle.
All righty, Angus with a hot car, just taking a couple minutes to cool it down. We have a couple people to thank. In the meantime, we want to give a shout out to Augmented Racing, one of our big sponsors this weekend. Joe working them hips as he's running down the track there. One of his lead pit crew, Riley, in tight chase. We have Boost Barn Motorsports out here, even though Aaron's not driving right now, taking himself out, as always. Amazing driver. If you're looking for a party tonight, find Boost Barn Motorsports trailer. Crazy to see a Subaru out here. Aaron making it look like clockwork in the blob eye. Spin Master, as he's also known by, more used to driving all-wheel drive, but switching it up. You'll see him out in open drift all day today and tomorrow. Maybe not.
So, Andrew, who do you think's going to win today?
Oh, Matt's been absolutely dialed all weekend, coming out of Seattle last weekend off a pro comp trying to earn his license. He looks like he wants the win. Ryan looking confident in the Mustang, but I know he doesn't have, I don't want to say nearly as much experience, but he doesn't have as much experience as Matt behind the wheel. But I know Ryan wants the win as well, as he got second place at the last Grassroots Series. He's looking for the top step today, and I know he wants it.
Yeah, I tend to agree. Those are some great points. And but if anybody's crazy enough to put it on Matt's door as hard as they can, it's going to be an Aussie. It's going to be Ryan.
You can believe that. All righty, car's just cooling off. Hopefully pulling back to the line shortly here. Everybody having a good time out there today?
Qualifying doesn't always paint the picture of what the competition's going to look like, but today it has. We got our top two qualifiers meeting each other in the finals, and the third place qualifier battling for third place. So we'll see how it all shakes out.
It's sad seeing Alex here trying to tell us how to do our job. He should really be out driving, but with a fresh hip replacement, he's going to be clutch kicking in no time. Alex winning all the battles you could imagine down in the States. A fantastic driver in his BMW. Alex claiming he has more torque with his clutch kicks now with his bionic hip. It'll be exciting to see him out here at the next Grassroots Series. He's out spotting for his teammate Gaston and Ryan and me. I'm not driving, but later he'll be telling me to go into the wall, so it'll be good. If you're looking to experience drifting, I encourage you to walk up to any of these drivers. Most of them will have an extra helmet and would love to take you for a ride. If you haven't ever been on track, this weekend is a great opportunity to do it. You can go to the States and pay hundreds of dollars to drive with a NASCAR driver, or you can have some fun with a kid in a BMW for 15 bucks. I'll tell you, you'll have more fun today than you will driving a NASCAR. All righty, our third place battle lining up here, Angus versus Clinton. Angus in the purple A lot of his work done at Country Tire here in Abbotsford, a local tire shop, but they also do great work on cars. Clinton, built with his own blood, sweat, and tears, this 240 SX, who knows how many years ago, but this car just drives and drives. I don't think I've ever seen him have to pop the hood other than the time I spun and hit him. Again, I'd like to encourage you to swing by Dave's Powder Coating in the pits where the car show is. He's got some great old Toyota and Nissan model cars for you. And Night Chasers, they have slaps and t-shirts for sale that are all really cool. And we have a great car show to check out back there after these battles are done. But speaking of, here we go into our third place battle. Angus in the lead, Clinton in the chase, both purple cars. Here we go. Clinton with a great initiation chasing Angus. Perfect through the outside zone 1 by Angus. In through inner clip 2. Clinton hot on the chase. Angus putting down a fantastic lead run though. Clinton too shallow chasing. Bumps him and rides up onto Angus's car. We have some carnage on the third place battle. Angus down a fender, but still looks like his car is driving. He may be down an AC unit. It looks like a hot summer ahead of Angus. Clinton riding up onto Angus's fender. Still looks like I don't see any fluid on track. Angus out of the car looking okay. Can we hear it for both the drivers?
Yeah, that spot right on Angus's fender that Clinton hit is right where the ECU is on those C5 Corvettes. So we'll see if he can get that car running again.
We are looking for zip ties. If anyone has them in their pocket, we could use a couple to get Angus back. Looks like Riley, the man of the people. I can't remember the last time I've seen him drive a car, but he's out at every single drift event holding up the ECU for Angus. Clinton potentially knocking himself out of this competition, being too aggressive in the chase. Here goes Angus, still driving. Let's hear it for Angus, cruising back to the pits. Riley holding the ECU. Let's hear it for these guys. You won't see this in road racing. You'd see a bunch of tears. These guys just wipe him up and get back out on track. That's drifting, ladies and gentlemen. If you ain't breaking cars, you ain't pushing hard enough.
Guys need zip ties.
If someone tells you they drift and their car looks perfect, chances are they're lying to you. Unless you're Ian Fournier. Let's see if Angus can get his car back up and running in the 5-minute rule here. Judges reviewing the live stream right now, trying to figure out who is at fault in this battle for this last collision. Is it Angus, who was the lead driver? Did he slow down too much? Did he left foot brake and that caused Clinton to ride up on him, or was Clinton too aggressive in the chase? Only time will tell. What do you guys think? You guys thinking Angus for the win? Or are we feeling Clinton? Doesn't seem like anyone's got a decision. So we'll leave it up to the judges on this one. Judges watching the video back in slow-mo right now, trying to determine what's happening. If you see the BMW parked by outside zone 1, let's give it up for Torian. Putting his car back together right now, sadly taking himself out in practice just before the comp started. But hopefully he'll be able to get that car up and running, and we'll see him driving the rest of the weekend. So it looks like the judges determining Clinton at fault here. So that will give Angus 10 minutes in the pits to get his car working again. And Clinton will get 5 to look at his car. If and so Angus cannot win or get his car back in time to track in 10 minutes, that will automatically give Angus the win. No, but that's what I'm saying. But Angus gets the win if he doesn't get his car fixed, because Clinton's at fault. But if it's at fault. No, this is Johnny Hurst literal all over again. No, Johnny Hurst literal. Literal angle that caused Longy. Literal angle that caused Johnny to smack him and send Johnny into the wall. Johnny was chasing his first battle. Johnny didn't get his car fixed. John gets the win because Ryan's at fault for breaking his car and him not getting it back in time. But even if his car doesn't get fixed for top 16 or he wins top 32, he's not allowed to drive in top 16. He just gets the win and top 16 gets the car. At the end of the day, if you're at fault for breaking the other person's car, they can't go back out and stack on time. Alrighty, if you need to take a bathroom break or check your phone because you've been so excited, you've been at the racetrack, you haven't looked at it in 10 minutes or an hour, feel free to check it now as we're taking our time to fix Angus's car and see if he gets back out here. The judges don't want to run the final battle till we get our determine on the top 3. So the top 2 drivers are sitting, hanging out, chatting on grid. Everyone's friends here. No one really doesn't like each other. I'd like to give a shout out to all the photographers out here too, getting all the sweet pics for all the drivers. I don't know too many or everyone's names, but I know we usually have Mountain Pass Media. Cole is out here. We got Jansen Racing, Riley Jansen. He's always on the camera. We got Brad, Stop Media on Instagram. We got Zach. Who the hell is Zach? I don't know, but that's what it says on Instagram. We got Blair Howard Photography. He's always in and out of the States at Mission, taking great photos for everyone.
And Jared Dykstra from First and Last Name Photography made the trip over from the island. He left home at 4 o'clock this morning to be here.
Shout out to Jared. Also like to thank our safety crew. They've been keeping us safe all weekend, making sure people aren't getting hurt, or if they are, that they're getting the help they need. Cleaning up the track when it needs to be cleaned up. I don't know about you, Mitch, but I'm about ready to start driving myself here.
I would if I had a car.
Also, shout out to all the people who brought their dogs today. A lot of people don't think dogs like the racetrack, but they actually love it here. So just know dogs are always welcome. Also, big shout out to Ian running our start line over there, making us a beautiful light tree, all on his own dime and on his own time. Ian really always looking out for the BCDA community, big part of us here, always running the start line for us. He's got his white FC RX-7 out. Beautiful car, one of the loudest ones out here today. Ian still too scared to drift his car, no matter how many times I ask him to. One day we'll see him out there. Sounds like Ian Fournier, one of our judges, also itching to get out on track here eventually. A great driver himself. He's got a beautiful purple R32 Skyline that he drives. Usually you hear him with an RB25 under the hood, but Ian now going to a 1UZ Turbo for this next comp season. He is running the Spec D series next year and hoping to earn himself a pro license again. Ian admitting that his goal isn't to get a pro license, but I don't know if you've seen Ian drive. I've never seen him give an easy battle to someone.
Yeah, he's just out there to set the bar for everybody else that really wants to go pro.
Let's hear it for Ian. Ian's kids coming down the track. We like to see a family event here. Kids are always welcome.
I had somebody tell me at a recent event that they think Ian and his family are the best looking family in drifting.
I'd have to agree with you, Mitch. Nothing but smiles from those boys when they're around race cars. And Felicia always supporting him through his drifting.
We teleported.
Alrighty, Angus getting close to his 10 minutes. Will we see Angus back out on track? And gentlemen, against all odds, Angus on his way back to the start line. Let's hear it for Angus, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know about you, but this Corvette looks better and better every time I see him drive it. Angus rolling out down the drag strip here. Clinton looking like he's quick checking on his car, making sure his hood is latched down. And they'll both be pulling back out for their second run. Do another little tire warm up and then we'll shoot them out. Alrighty. 2 purple cars back in action, ready to warm up their tires. They actually kind of look pretty similar, even though one's an S13 truck and the other's a Corvette. If you close your eyes, they sound exactly the same.
They both got pop-up headlights. Yeah, it's close enough.
Close enough. Here we go. Now, it'll be interesting to see Angus's strategy chasing Clinton, knowing Clinton is completely at fault for what happened in outside zone 2. Just a touch aggressive by Clinton leads him to catching tire by tire. If you saw the 240 jump up, that is what happens when a front tire catches another front tire. Another great example is if you look on Matt Ruski's Instagram, 1JZ Sylvia, you'll see a car climbing his 350Z about 2 weeks ago down in Evergreen.
Yeah, that was Matt's rival, Tyler Mayer, in the championship down at Evergreen. Tyler's currently leading the points, and if he qualifies tomorrow, he wins the championship. So Matt told him just not to show up.
Here we go into our second run of the top 3 battle. Angus pacing himself a little bit behind Clinton, playing it safe in the chase. Clinton throwing down a heater of a lead, knowing he has to do everything he can to try and beat Angus. Angus stays in it. Oh, Angus looking like he grabbed the wrong gear into the outside zone, manages to straighten and zero himself out. What will the judges decide? Do you guys think Angus gets the win on that one? Who do you think, or who thinks Clinton is coming in for it?
Who wants to see them go one more time? Nobody? Oh, those guys over there, they want to see him go one more time? Well, you're in luck, guys. They're going one more time.
Woo!
I'm looking for a reaction.
Alrighty, both cars warming up their tires again. Getting ready to come out here for their one more time battle. We're gonna run another lead and another chase. Angus being in the lead, will he be able to throw down another almost perfect lead run for Clinton to chase? Can Clinton contain himself in the chase is the question. Clinton always going for the win, never letting off the gas. I know Clinton has a handbrake, but I don't think I've ever seen him use it before. Clutch kicks forever. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. One more time. Top 3. Who's going to get third place? Angus or Clinton? I'll tell you this much. It's going to be a purple car. Here we go. As the lights extinguish, Angus in the lead, Clinton in the chase. We re-rack him, we stack him, and we send him out. Let's go. Into the initiation. Angus aggressive with it. Clinton right on him through inside clip 1. Angus shallow, missing the outside zone 1. Clinton managing to stay with him on a bit of a wider line. Tight into outside zone 2. Clinton creeping up on him again, but Angus manages to stay in it. Good lead run, good chase run. Angus a little wide or a little shallow on the outside zone 1. Is he going back to check on his car? No, he is not. He is bringing it right back the line to chase Clinton. We got another battle.
One thing I noticed on that battle is Angus didn't have near as much throttle commitment through that last zone as Clinton did. I think Clinton might be sitting on a slight advantage here going into this second battle.
All righty. Here we go. Angus in the chase. He knows what he needs to do. He's got to put it on Clinton's door. Clinton needs to throw down a perfect leader on here. Here we go into the initiation. Clinton looking great. Angus right on him. Clinton coming into outside zone one. Little bit of a handbrake. Angus. Oh, Angus. A bit too much angle through it. Clinton managing to hold through the outside zone. Look at these guys setting off the tires. Let's hear it for these competitors, ladies and gentlemen. Both putting on a show for us.
So it sounds like the judges have a decision on that battle, but we are not going to announce that until the podium ceremony after the final battle.
Next, we finally have our finals. We have Matt Ruski versus Ryan Monga. 16 cylinders of America coming at you today, ladies and gentlemen, in your final battle. One being a 5-liter under the hood of a Ford Mustang. Classic red racing stripes down the hood and the whole thing.
Matt's got an extra liter of displacement with a 6-liter under the hood of that 350Z with a little giggle gas on top of that. So Matt didn't come to play. Matt came to win.
He might have a tire limit, but I'll tell you this much. The juice is coming out. Both these cars styled very differently, but both built to serve the exact same purpose, to be a competitive drift car. Matt going for a little more of the style look to his 350Z, whereas Ryan is more of a function build with his wide body Mustang.
Ryan drove that car here almost an hour this morning.
A lot of these cars you'll see today, even with all the dents on them, a lot of people actually street drive them from their house.
Here you go. Here goes Matt into the burnout box.
There comes a point in drifting where your drift car, you're nervous to drive it on the track, and then you become more nervous to drive it on the street than you do on the track. Here we go. Both these cars technically street legal. Both have license plates.
Matt's car still has working turn signals.
Matt Ruski coming to you in the blue 350Z representing Team Enemies.
And the Dark Lotus Drift Team and Living Legends Drift Team. Man loves to team up.
Also representing Kansai Wheels and Evolution Auto Performance. Matt, a fantastic driver and also a car builder himself.
He's also sponsored by Empire Graphics and Lordco Canada.
Ryan, on the other hand, coming in from down under, is sponsored by the worst flavor beer ever, Foster's. He is a through and true Australian, and we absolutely love him.
Matt also representing Aero K, Shift Knobs, and NMS Technology.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, into our final battle. Matt in the lead, Ryan in the chase. Aggressive chase driving by Ryan. Coming through the first transition, staying with Matt. Matt carrying loads of angle through this track. Going into the last outside zone, left foot brake. See you later. Matt is on an absolute mission this weekend to take home the win. Ryan managing to stay right there with him. That is a tough run to chase. Matt's car is an absolute rocket, even though he's carrying probably the most angle out of anyone this weekend. Ryan fighting the good man's fight, staying with Matt, not nearly as built and set up as of a car, still the same, or V8, same amount of cylinders. I'd say a substantial amount of less horsepower coming out of Ryan's Mustang than Matt's 350. The judges are shaking their head. They are a very similar horsepower, these cars. Shows Matt's skill behind the wheel.
On the bottle, Matt's got about 100 wheel horsepower more. But Ryan also is driving a full interior
and here
street
we go.
car still.
Coming into our last run of the day, potentially. Ryan flicking it in. Matt right on his door. Ryan filling outside zone 1, just getting into it. Matt absolutely glued to that Mustang. 350Z, no more. Ryan putting it all the way out there into the last zone. Matt staying right there with him. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a final battle. What an absolute run by both of these drivers. Ryan just dipping his tire into this outside zone 1. Matt filling it a little deeper in his lead run. We'll see what the judges have to say here. What are you feeling, Mitch?
If I was one of the judges, I'd have a decision, but I'm not one of the judges today, so we'll see what they have to say.
Alrighty, looks like the judges have determined their winner.
And the judges have a decision. We're going to do a podium ceremony.
Alrighty. Alrighty, if you want to meet us down at the start line, we will have our announcing of the winner and the third place champion of today. First, second, and third, ladies and gentlemen. Make your own decisions and see if you're right by the time we announce. Thank you again for coming out and watching and being here to support the BCDA. Augmented Racing 235 Shootout. Just remember that this is only a portion of the driving. The competition may be over, but now the party starts. You will now see a lot more cars start getting out on track. We have this track that will be running simultaneously with our normal drift track at the other end of the drag strip.